Hello, Asmodeus here, and welcome to episode 18 of my Age of Engineering series. Apologize for the voice, got a little bit of allergies going on, so if it sounds different, that's probably the cause. Last episode, we went through and we finally got our diesel generator up and run. Well, we got it set up anyway. Um, Between episodes, I went through and got it wired up so we can utilize the power. Also, between episodes, I went through, did some more mining because we're always just kind of on the edge of resources. And like I said, I was going to do, I moved our calculator assembly over here. Got it fairly automated. You know, it seems to be running well. Just made a cobblestone generator, dumping cobblestone into the chest. Hopper's dumping it into the extraction chamber. I have it filtered, so small stone goes here, circuits go here. Once they've been repaired, then they go into the analyzer, and then everything from the analyzer dumps into the chest. Then I have to manually put the circuits into our drawer system until I can make a drawer controller. I had to do two outputs because for whatever reason, this one here was only pulling items if they appeared here. The circuit never leaves this slot, so then did a second one, and that one pulls the circuit out. So we're getting a variety of things out of this. Grenades, health processor, things like that. Some additional calculators. So I just let this thing run, and then periodically I come and check, and then put the circuits in the appropriate drawer. Eventually, I think once I get the drawer controller, I'll just stick it right here on the end, pipe circuits from there, and they'll automatically be put away. Kind of what's stopping me for a drawer controller okay, stone, no big deal. Drawer, no big deal. Redstone comparators, recipe hasn't changed on those. But we have this basic circuit board from forestry. Now normally these are easy to make, but in this pack they actually require the circuits that we're trying to farm out. A couple diamonds, not a problem. Redstone ingots, we have those. And this is all in a carpenter with water in it. So this is part of the reason why I've been wanting to let this thing just run and collect circuits, because we need these three here. That said, I believe I do have one of each of those. Actually, it looks like 4, 3, and 2. So I might actually be able to make two controllers. One for that set of drawers and one for this set of drawers. So that might be something we look at later. Also, between episodes, I went through and where did I put them? Pardon me. I made 5 more machine chassis. Okay, because this episode I really want to start getting into Ender IO machines. Really want to start getting into some automation. We're getting some decent power gen. I think between episodes, I'm going to duplicate what we have out here and get a second diesel generator running. I think I'm going to do that between episodes off cam, just because of the problems we're having with the engineer's manual and crashing the game. You guys have seen me do it the last couple of episodes, so there won't be anything new there. I'm just going to completely duplicate what we have here right in this space and then set the other generator up there. So that being said, I really want to start getting our capacitor set up over here so we can start storing some of that power. The problem is, I mean, we have the alloy smelter or things like that. So we can make the alloys that we need. If we're going to do that, I'd like to just do a bank of vibrant capacitors. Okay, and the problem with that is we need the various alloys. And we go tier by tier. Okay. We're doing okay. I also want to, we need more item ducts and things like that, so I want to do some more automation. I'm going to clean this up, condense it down, things like that. But we are definitely having a distinct lack of ender pearls and things like that. So I want to get an Enderman spawner set up down here so we can get that taken care of. The problem with that is, let's see, powered spawner. Alright. Electrical steel we can do. It's just silicone, ground up coal and iron. Not really that big a deal. It's just the silicon, and the silicon's a little bit of a process. I'll go over that in just a minute. The machine chassis, anti-mob head, vibrant crystals. We'll have to get some more emeralds. I did find the village in the overworld where we found in the desert. They like coal, it appears. I found like 3 different people asking for coal, so we can go trade for some more emeralds. That's not really a problem. And then we need Z-Logic controllers, which requires a slice and splice, things like that. All not that big a deal. So that creates the powered spawner. And then let's see, we need, I'm trying to remember where it shows in JEI, because that just creates the spawner. And then to change the spawner type, okay, we have a broken spawner, and then we need a soul vial of whatever it is we're trying to turn it into. So I need to go Enderman hunting with a soul vial. But then we need to put it all in this soul binder. And the soul binder requires 1 of each mob head. Now I'm having a hard time getting Enderman to spawn. I spent probably, 3-4 hours just sitting in the overworld trying to farm Enderman, and that's really inefficient and time consuming and what have you. So I made a cleaver, gave it beheading 5s, and still no Enderman heads. I did get a couple Ender Pearls out of it, but no Enderman heads. I mean, we have creeper heads, zombie heads, skeleton heads, we have everything else. But we need Enderman heads. So, I'm hoping I'm going to do something today that is going to help that out. While I was exploring the Nether Fortress, and getting our blaze rods and things like that. I did get one necrotic bone, but that's not what I'm looking for. Where is it? Ha. A drop of evil. I can make a mob spawner with this that just spawns mobs regardless of time of day or anything else. And I think I want to set that up. So that combined with my cleaver, hopefully it'll increase our chances of getting an Enderman head, because I'd really like to see about getting that set up. So that is one of the things I want to do today. Go ahead and get that spawner system set up. So we're going to need a little cobblestone, a little bit of dirt. I do kind of want to set this thing up away from the base a little bit. So we'll set this up, I don't know, somewhere over here off to the side. Kind of out of the way. Let's see. I guess over here is fine. We'll just put it over by the mine. Under lily seed. Nice. Okay. So to set this thing up, I'm trying to remember how I've done it in the past. Let's just use this. OCD's kicking in, so I want to have everything line up. There we go. I want to get this thing pardon me. I want to get this whole thing lined up with cobblestone, because if I just leave it on the grass, the cursed earth that I'm going to create will spread, and I do not want it to spread at all. Not a good time. Actually, you know what? I want to do this a little differently. Oh man, I'm sorry. Allergies are just brutal today. Okay, let's do what I just did. And this will all make sense in just a moment. I want the immediately surrounding area next to kind of down a little bit from the center section. So, okay, so this is where we're going to do this, the mob. And actually, I would like to do this too wide. So let's change this up. I'm trying to remember and do this on the fly here, so just bear with me. Memory is not the greatest on how I've set it up in the past. Okay, something like that. Do I have any wood on me? No, of course not. Alright, let's run back into the base here. What I'm going to do is in the area that I've dug out around that, I'm actually going to put slabs down. So we are a little bit lower in those areas. Let's see. Probably about 48. something like that. Actually, since we might as well just do the whole thing out of slabs. Just creates a little different, instead of making it solid, if you make it with slabs, you can see in there, they can't, it's still dark, and so it doesn't affect the spawning or anything of it, but it just gives you a little bit of visibility into the spawner, so let's do that. Okay, cover all this. Okay, very nice. Holding shift for a reason. Okay. So let's just set up one corner and then we'll go from there. So we want a slab there. Then we want a slab there. Now I want this. I want it 3 high so we can get some Endermen to spawn. Okay. Something like that. Then we can just go around. Like so. What this will do is it'll we should get all kinds of mobs in here. We should get Endermen, we should get spiders. I don't really need spiders, but you know, we might need string or something at some point. Okay, let's do the same thing down this side. Slabs. Alright. Let's just run over here. And of course I don't have an axe or anything on me, so I'll come back and finish that later. There we go. Now we can make our cobblestone slabs on the fly here. And that should be more than enough. Just put the lid on this thing. Okay, that should make it all nice and pretty. That. Run that across like this. Okay. Let's take this out. So if we F7 it, that should all appear red. Okay, so we do have a nice valid mob spawner. Completely dark in there, even though, you know, this is all open. So mobs should spawn. So then what we're going to do is take our little drop of evil here and set that there, fill that in, and we should start seeing mobs start to spawn. And there we go. We are getting plenty of heads. So that's kind of the purpose here. The only thing about it is too wide is it does make it where at certain things which is inconvenient. The damage to the cleaver, what it is, it really is kind of. Finally, things heal faster than we can kill it. So, that was the whole purpose behind that. We'll kind of let that thing run and we'll see how it goes. Still not getting any enemies spawn, so that's kind of disappointing. That's the purpose behind this. So, anyway, I'll continue and monitor this off cam. See if I can eventually get an Enderman head so we can make our spawn. Yeah, our regular sword is way more efficient to kill it. But I mean, we have 2 skeletons, 4 zombie, and 3 creeper heads. So the beheading is working. We're just not getting the right mob drop. Okay. Okay. Moving on. Okay, so that's set up. Like I said, I'll monitor it off camera. Try and get us an Enderman head. Alright, so another one of the things I want to look at making, now that I have some spare machine chassis, is one of these guys, an Experience Obelisk. Experience Rod, Solarium, Energetic Alloy. Okay, we have the Solarium, Energetic Alloy, Glowstone, Gold, and stone. So glowstone, redstone, and gold in our alloy smelter. Now I'll probably have to set that up real quick. I think I took it out. Yeah, here it is. And now my inventory is full of a bunch of useless junk here. So let's get rid of this, all these heads, rotten flesh. We'll be needing a lot of that later. Some of the things I have planned. Alright. So, for now, I'm not using this, so we're going to just borrow you. We're just going to plunk this guy down right here until I sit down and design where I want to set him up permanently. All this here, this is all just kind of temporary, and then we're going to set up a specific space for it. Okay, alloys only. So that, and that. And solarium. Where did I put the solarium? Probably over here, because this is where a lot of the newer things are. I know I made plenty of it. It's not in my backpack. Pete, that's close. Do. Wow. Where did I put the solarium? I mean, we can make more. It's not that big a deal, but I know I made a bunch. Ha. Right in front of my face. Okay. You guys are probably screaming at me. Talk to me in the chat, in comments. It was right there, but that's okay. I found it. So let's make this. Get our experience rod. We need 3 more and one of our machine chassis. Okay. So 3 more of those. And 1 of those. And that gives us that. Now, the whole reason why I did that is because you can see I have 65 levels. I'd really hate to just die somewhere and then lose all of those levels. This way, where's going to be a nice place to set this up? Because there's another machine that I want to put next to it. It doesn't have to be tied to any power or anything, so maybe we'll just set this guy here in the corner. Okay, so what we can do with this is I have 65 levels. Alright, now all 65 levels are stored, and I'm not at risk of losing any of them. So, that is going to be nice. To go along with that, we can make an enchanter. And the nice thing about this is we just use XP and we can choose which enchantment we want. Just costs lapis and whatever the material is for that particular enchantment. So let's see if we can find one that we would like. Protection 4. Okay, so in the enchanter, to go all the way up to 4, that would require 64 dark steel and 12 lapis. It's very expensive, but then you get to choose your enchantment and what level of that enchantment you want. So it is worth it in that sense. Looks like to make that thing, we're going to need to make some dark steel, though. And dark steel, iron, crushed coal, not a big deal, those two. And then we need obsidian. There again, not that big a deal. But we are down to 380 iron. So we're getting a little low there. Coal, I mean, we're down to 274 on the coal. Yeah, I mean, it's there. I do have 24 of it crushed over here. So it's doable. We'll have to kind of look and see what else we want to do, because I do want to make myself a full set of dark steel armor, get it enchanted up, get it empowered, things like that. So our dark steel armor, it's going to take 24 dark steel just to make the armor, just like it would any other material. Then you can go through and empower it. Just takes different capacitors, things like that. Eventually we can put a jetpack onto it. There are other things that we can do with this other than just a jetpack. But we can enchant, and we can do all sorts of different things with each one of these pieces of armor. So on this, we can do jump, we can do flippers, we can also enchant it, so we can put protection on it. We can put, once we empower this, then we don't take any fall damage, so that's nice. It's almost like it automatically has feather falling on it. So nice set of armor. I think we're going to need it. That's probably the best armor that we can get once we decide to go after the Ender Dragon. So we're going to work towards that. So, okay, some of the other machines that I want from Ender.io. So I think probably going to make the Ender.io area, because they're going to play heavily once we start automating things. Going to need a couple of sag mills, a couple of different alloy smelteries, things like that. When we start to automate, we're going to have one alloy smeltery specifically just for creating alloys. The second one is going to be for automatic ore processing, things like that. Also, one of the things I want to look at is a way to passively collect resources, so I can cut down the amount of mining I need to do in between episodes. So I think we're going to replace this with some type of miner. I like to use, usually I use, because it's simple to set up, it's usually inexpensive, is the RF Tools, the builder. And in this, not too bad, ender pearl, some bricks, some redstone. Does require the next tier of machine frame, but in order to make it, we also need end rods, so we can't really go that route until we've fought the Ender Dragon and explored the end a little bit. So I don't know if we're really prepared to do that. Plus, this needs a shape card shape card. This is where it gets crazy. Okay, we need basically all the top tier mining things all combined into one just to make the shape card. Not getting into that. That's some of this stuff we don't even have access to yet. So, the builder's out of the way. Avoid ore miner. Okay. Gold, clear lens, laser core, clear glass. So this is completely doable. That's not bad. Gonna need additional blocks with that. Let's see, what are they? I don't even remember. So this is a possibility. We could do that. And then the other one is a quantum quarry. And that requires a shape card. And we already determined that we're not doing a shape card. So that, and then we need it's built in a carpenter with liquid carbon. So I don't even know how to get this. Alright. So for environmental tech, we want one of these. So we need a book and some basalt. Because I need to review what it is that we need to go along with the void ore miner block. I think we have everything needed to make a book. If I don't have a book stashed away somewhere. Okay. Leather. I'm pretty sure I have paper somewhere. And I really need some management here. Do we have some over here? New. Okay. Rice. How are we doing on rice? That one? Yeah. Okay. Let's make a book. Put it with that, and there we go. So for the void ore miner, alright, this is what I was talking about. We need structure blocks and machine bases. So for structure blocks, we want tier 1, we'll do it with basalt because we have tons of that. So lots of electrical steel, wow, 4 per. Basalt and gold, yeah, this is expensive. These are probably the stopping point for these. They're expensive, but they're doable. Okay. It's going to take a lot of gold, so we need like 56 gold, 4 times 28, so, you know, 132 or whatever it is, whatever it works out. Math is not working in my head today. Okay, then we need machine blocks, I think it said. Let's see. What were those called again? Machine base, yeah. Not seeing what I'm looking for. Okay, alabaster machine base, basalt machine base, that's what we want. So, basalt, we have stone burnt. Okay, we're going to have to get into some, yeah, okay. And then triple compressed cobblestone. We can make a couple of builders and get that going. Not a big deal. So we need some extra utilities stuff. So for this guy, steel, block of coal coke, no big deal. Okay. So I think maybe next episode, that's kind of where we might be headed, is getting a void ore miner set up and getting some passive resources coming in. Between episodes, I'll set up the second diesel generator, things like that. I think we have a good plan though. So, hope you enjoyed today's episode. Press like if you did, subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, have a wonderful day.